Now it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce my co-counsel in this challenge, who's been litigating for 40 years, law professor, longtime human rights advocate, Peter Adler. Round of applause.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Peter Adler, and I'm co-counsel to plaintiffs in this lawsuit. I've practiced law since 1983, was a partner in a civil litigation firm, and for the past 10 years, I've been a professor of international law at the University of Massachusetts and Vermont Law School. I've also published 10 law review articles about genital cutting and the law. So female genital mutilation, or FGM, is a crime in all developed nations, including all 27 EU member states, the United States under federal law, and in 41 states, including Oregon. And rightly so. Any form of female genital mutilation, or FGM, even a pinprick of a girl's private parts, is strictly forbidden. One reason FGM is a crime is that it is painful, risky, causes physical and mental harm, and it can be fatal. You may not be aware that the male and female genitalia are identical in early gestation, and they become analogous parts. The clitoral hood, removed by so-called type 1A FGM, is anatomically and physiologically similar to the foreskin of the penis removed by circumcision. So male circumcision, too, is painful. It carries the risk of over 30 complications, some extremely serious. It causes physical harm in every case, and it can cause mental or psychological harm, and it can even be fatal too, which people are not aware of, and certainly mothers are never told. So you might think that male circumcision is medically necessary, but of course it is never medically necessary to remove, or in medical terms, amputate, healthy tissue from a child, regardless of sex or regardless of the body part. And doctors are simply not allowed to operate on a healthy child. You might also think that medical associations recommend male circumcision, but no national secular medical association in the world has ever recommended it, not even in the United States. And you might think that circumcision is common everywhere, but the United States is an outlier in circumcising healthy boys. Circumcision rates are low, in the low single digits in most European countries, and European medical associations actively warn against it. You might believe that male circumcision has potential medical benefits, but there is no medical reason to choose it. Proponents claim it reduces the risk of urinary tract infections, penile cancer, and HIV. Slightly reduces the risk, that's the claim. But UTIs can be treated easily with antibiotics, as they are in girls. Penile cancer can be prevented by proper hygiene. A Canadian study shows that circumcision provides no protection at all against HIV in North America. And in any event, boys are not at risk of adult diseases, infant boys and young boys. So it is simply impossible to justify male circumcision on medical grounds. Like FGM, male circumcision is simply violence, the opposite of medicine. So returning to FGM, it is a crime not only because of its risks and harms, but also it violates a girl's right to bodily integrity, that's the right to an intact body, and the right to self-determination, the right to make important decisions about one's own body for oneself. It's simply a grotesque violation of the human rights of a girl and the woman she becomes. So like FGM, male circumcision violates the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, which protects children from physical harm, regardless of sex or religion. And it violates the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which guarantees life, liberty, and security of the person. You might have heard or read that in 2012, a German court in Cologne, Germany, ruled that circumcision violates a boy's right to bodily integrity and self-determination. And it also said the boy's rights supersede the parents' rights. And the decision should be the same if U.S. law were applied properly. In 2018, Denmark and Iceland considered banning it altogether. A 2013 Council of Europe resolution specifically cited male circumcision along with other violations as harmful to children. A 2013 Council of Europe resolution titled Children's Right to Physical Integrity stated, "The Parliamentary Assembly is particularly worried about a category of violations of the physical integrity of children, which supporters of the procedures tend to present as beneficial to the children themselves, despite clear evidence to the contrary. This includes, amongst others, female genital mutilation, the circumcision of young boys for religious reasons, and early childhood medical interventions in case of intersex children." So to summarize, it should be obvious that in order to be in perfect health, a person must have all parts of their bodies attached to them. They must be genitally intact, and conversely, unnecessary male, female, and intersex genital cutting takes healthy children and seriously harms them all. Accordingly, we are asking the Oregon court to take the lead in expanding the anti-FGM law to protect all children equally, regardless of sex. Thank you very much.
Thank you.